All right, hello everyone. So in this lesson, we are going to be using an external API. And we already have an internal API set up, so it's going to be kind of similar, but we're going to be accessing an external API. The one we're going to be using is the Merriam-Webster dictionary, which is hosted for the API is hosted at dictionaryapi.com. You will need to register for an account. So when you get in there, there's going to be some instructions for how to get set up. This is what I put when I initially set it up. My first and last name, my email. You're going to have to confirm your email, so put in a real email. Password, one, you could put student. It doesn't really matter. They're not really validating this. They're just record keeping. Request API key. They let you request two. I got the Collegiate Dictionary and the Collegiate Thesaurus, just in case. I don't know. Maybe I'll use it. Oregon State University, I just put Exploration 3, I put localhost 3000, I put a Next.js application here. I put today's date as the launch date for me, doesn't matter. Check the box, finish it out, go to your email and verify your email, click the link in the email. Come back, sign in with the username and password, email and password, and it should look like this. And then there's going to be this button right here, your keys, and that's actually going to show your keys. I blanked mine out so they don't get leaked here. You're going to take both of those keys that you get, the key for the dictionary and the key for the thesaurus, and you're going to put them into a .env file. Create a .env file. And then inside of there, you're going to create API key dictionary variable equals, and then put that dictionary key. Again, I'm just not showing the whole thing, so it's not leaked. API key thesaurus equals, and then put that thesaurus key in there. And once you have that set up, you'll be all caught up to where I am right now. So make sure you pause the video, get all caught up. And the reason we use a .env file, and actually this is very important, we want to go to .getignore, and we want to add .env to our getignore. We don't want our env file to be included because when we push our repository to a remote repository like GitHub, we don't want those keys to be in there. So getignore the .env file. This is the standard way with web development to keep all of our API keys safe. And then inside of here, we can actually access the API keys by typing process.env. And then the name of that, which was API key dictionary. And then API key thesaurus. That was the other one. So this gives us our dictionary key, and now we have our API key ready. So I want to, this is some information here. You can see that it's just a GET request, and you pass the key in, you pass your API key in here, you pass the type of the response, which can be JSON or XML. For our usage, we're going to be wanting JSON. And then this is the root. This is the entire URL here. So I'm going to grab this URL out. I'll create a new function, and it's going to be get definitions. Interesting. It's got so much data in here, actually. So much data. We're going to have to figure this stuff out. I don't know what a lot of this stuff means, so we're going to have to do a little bit of research here. Voluminous, all this stuff here. Wow. Yeah, this is complex here. It looks like there's a def, there's metadata, there's stems, there's a definition. This is what we want, is the definitions though. So we're going to say get definitions, and then we're going to pass a word in here as a string. We're going to take that as a parameter. And now we're going to say const URL equals, and then I'll use those backticks. The reason I'm using those backticks is because I want to replace some of this stuff. So I want to replace this voluminous with our word, our actual word. And I want to replace this key with our actual API key. Process.env.api key dictionary. just like that. And now I can make a fetch to this URL. So we'll say fetch URL. Very simple here. Now we need to actually await this fetch. So we'll say await fetch URL. The reason we're awaiting it, it's the other way of handling a promise. Remember that fetches return a promise. On the client side, we can only use .then. We can't use asynchronous functions, but in this case, we can use asynchronous functions. It's just saying that we need to have this as asynchronous. And asynchronous is a little bit easier to read, in my opinion, and it works a little bit more like a normal function. The way it works is instead of just immediately going to the next line and keeping this as a promise, it will wait until this promise resolves. So we're going to say const response equals await fetch URL. And then we're going to get the data from that, the JSON data. So we'll say const data equals await response dot JSON, like that. And then I am just going to, for now, console log the data, just because I want to see if this actually works. And we can test this. Let me close some of this stuff down. I tried this words API and it wasn't good at all. We can test this by going over to here, and I'm actually going to go directly to our API. So we're going to type API word, and then we're actually going to do like word equals test here. And down here, well, we didn't call our function, so it didn't do anything. So let's call our function. So we'll say const definitions equals await get definitions and get definitions. And we're gonna, is that not spelled right? Oh, we also have to make this async. And the cool thing is we actually are allowed to make this async. What? Which one did I spell wrong? I misspelled this one. Get definitions. Okay, there we go. Get definitions. Okay, I misspelled both of them. Oh no, I have to pass my word in here. Query, like that. Now it's saying a string null can't be assigned to string. So we have to null safe this. So say query. Sorry, we'll add this here. Like that. Okay. Now let's try refreshing. And it looks like we are getting a bunch of stuff here. It looks good. So I want to return my definition. So it was data.def, I believe. And I'm going to return that. Return data.def. And then we're going to update this to be definitions. And then inside of here, we're going to pass our definitions back in. Let's refresh now. Nothing came back. Was it .def? I'm guessing I'm misreading the... So we would actually get the text of the definition of the definitions here. Each definition's got a lot of data associated with it. We can scroll down and see. It's like the meta. It's all this stuff. Short def, that looks pretty good. So meta, short def. Short def gives us an array here. So what if I were to do this? We're going to say data.map datum, any, and we're going to map it to get datum.meta.shortDef. Let's try that. Why not? Let's see if what that does. No. Okay, that's not right. Oh, the meta doesn't give us what we want. I think it's just short def. There we go. Okay. So this gives us definitions. They're like arrays of definitions, but it's better than before. So obviously there's different meanings of the same word. Let's try something that's probably got less. Math. Mathematics, mathematical, mathematician, basic mathematics. Okay, let's try something that's actually Let's do Python. Okay, this one's just got one definition. Doesn't have Python programming language. What a shame. Okay. React. All right, so yeah, this is a good clear one. So we have one definition, another definition, another definition, another definition. And we're able to obtain all of these definitions. So the next thing we're going to do after we're able to get these back is somehow present these on the client side. And this will allow us to send a request, get definitions, and get them back.